to hand over the session for Mr. Prabhath Mannapperuma for the second one, and the topic he'll be talking about is increase university productivity with Office 365. So, Mr. Prabhath, it's up to you. Over to you.
Thanks, Adil. Thanks, Sajid, for interesting session. I believe I am audible for all of you. Yeah. Unfortunately, I am unable to share my video stream because I had to try out a home COVID-19 haircut today, actually 1 hour before. So I was thinking of sharing this screen early in the morning, but now I am unable to do that. So
Prabhath, you should share a selfie with the COVID haircut.
Yeah, we would love to see you.
I didn't know about that. Otherwise, I could have done it early in the morning. But now I'm not in the position to take selfie. Maybe after a few days. Okay. But anyway, let me share my screen and start the presentation. Before that, I would like to thank Microsoft student partners and computer student community at University of Ruhuna. It's really great to see this momentum. Keep this up, guys. Even though I think really great to say, I mean, only in a couple of universities, we saw this kind of activities happening inside universities. So I know most of our universities are doing in-person sessions. But right now, because of this current COVID-19 situation, it's better if other universities are also able to, conduct this kind of sessions to keep our university students up to date with the latest technologies and knowledge. So today I am gonna focus on Office 365. Why I chosen this topic? Because I got to know from Hiranta that this is gonna be the first session of a series. So Office 365 is Microsoft productivity and collaboration tool or suite, I would say. So it means there are couple of services. There are many services inside that package. Before moving on, let me quickly introduce myself. I am Prabhath Mannapperuma, currently working as the partner technology strategist for Sri Lanka. I joined Microsoft as an intern 4 years back, then gradually became a full-time employee there, now working with Saji on the same team on technical aspects. So again, why I've chosen this topic, Microsoft 365, Office 365 was given to almost all universities in Sri Lanka free of charge by Microsoft. But unfortunately, for some reason, the usage of this package is really low inside our universities. I believe Ruhuna, University of Ruhuna is also having the package. That's what I heard from Hiranta. And you may be having, if you are having some login issues, I think that will be sorted by your admin as soon as possible. So I'm commenting on the update I got from the team. So as I mentioned earlier, Office 365. Now you may be still, if you haven't used Office 365 or heard about Office 365. So Office, I think, much familiar to you, right? Even in your school time period, you should have installed Office package in your PC, maybe not the genuine one, but non-genuine one with different mechanisms. But the difference between that standalone version versus Office 365 version is that was a perpetual licensing. That means in a better case, let's assume you purchase that license will be valid for your lifetime. But when Microsoft is releasing a new version now, let's say you purchased 2010, then when we were releasing 2013, you had to purchase it again. There was no way of updating it. You had to buy again and use it. And plus it doesn't have any online services. Now, when we are moving through this cloud computing era, you have to have that online connectivity. Otherwise, you cannot make your work related or education related activities mobile. I mean, if you want to have something on mobile, you are starting it on your PC, continuing it on your mobile, then go home, working on your home PC or laptop or tablet with the same documents and same activities. That continuation is there thanks to these online services. So that is the biggest difference between Office 365 versus Office professional packages you were using earlier. Still, Office professional standalone packages are also available, but Microsoft focus now is on cloud. cloud computing. You might have seen on social media, LinkedIn, Facebook, and etc., how our CEO Satya Nadella is trying to drive the business cloud first, mobile first world. So Office 365 is our future. Now we recently rebranded Office 365 as Microsoft 365. So Microsoft 365 was also there earlier, but now we rebranded all Office 365 as Microsoft 365. We replaced that name. So don't just confuse yourself. I just want to keep you updated about those things. Why we need Office 365 in universities or schools? These are our mission statements. I mean, we always trying to empower each and every student on the planet to achieve more. So what Satya Nadella is always saying, we are here. I mean, Microsoft employees, Microsoft partner community, and student partners. I mean, all stakeholders are here to make other people cool, right? So what does that really mean? I mean, we always try to make others enable on different things. So when we look at education, this is what we are trying to do. This is what we want to do. We want to empower each and every student on the planet to achieve more in that sector. So with Microsoft 365, Office 365 packages, you can have better learning outcomes. So you can transform your classroom time, and it's really affordable and easy to manage technology. Now, if you look at enterprise world in Sri Lanka and most part of the country or most part of the world, you will see most of our enterprise organizations, corporate organizations are currently using Office 365 packages, right, inside their work. So while you are doing your degree, while you are doing your school education, if you can have the same experience once you go back to the industry, it will make your life more easier because you know what you are gonna have, tool set. Right now, what is happening, if you are not familiar with these tools, when you go to your industry, you will have to spend a lot of time. There would be a bigger, huge learning curve to learn those stuff. That is the benefit. But here, the problem is we have given these tools free of charge. Universities have implemented inside the universities, but for some reason, these tools are not being utilized inside the universities. Because of that reason, as the students, you are not getting that opportunity to get yourself hands-on those tools and technologies. Okay, so let me go ahead. So I will quickly go through these small presentations. Like I have 2 or 3 presentation slides. So you were seeing my deck before. I forgot to put it to the presentation mode. Sorry about that. So these are some of the features we have on our Word, Excel, PowerPoint online packages, right? You have co-authoring, right? Now you have to go back to your university time. I mean, now let's imagine you are in your university, inside your university, you are doing some project work. So please wear that hat right now. I know you are with different world. You may be in different world right now, but if you can imagine the real scenarios in your university, this session will be beneficial for you because I'm trying to touch those points during the session. So co-authoring, why we need co-authoring? You may be having many research projects, you have to document a lot of this stuff, right? I mean, documentation is one key part in university education, right? And one of most important things. So, but when you are trying to work in a team, if you have one single file which can be shared with everyone, then everyone can work on the same file, right? Rather than having multiple versions, multiple documents. Now, even today, even though you are working on, maybe even Google Drive or OneDrive free version, you are still managing different files, right? Different versions with different students. When you are trying to present the final version, you are in a bigger challenge. If you have a time constraint, then you will be in a trouble. This is why we have this co-authoring feature. Multiple people can work together on a file. So there are, I forgot to mention one thing. When it comes to Office 365 packages, there are certain limitations with different packages. Now, if you look at the package we are giving to universities free of charge, it's A1. It's called Office 365 A1. it has different limitations, like you won't able to install a PC Office application and login and activate it with your credentials, but you can use online version. So you get a full online access to the application, right? So you can use this co-authoring feature on your web browser. So you can see these kind of tooltips, notifications like who is doing what, who is the user. Now this screenshot is this note has removed something. I mean, here also you can see faces of the team members who are on the seat right now, who are editing or looking at it. And so you can, if you look at OneNote, I mean, I will be doing a quick demonstration on each of these tools, and then you can get better idea what I'm really talking. So if you are looking at OneNote, it's a digital notebook. Instead of carrying your own notebook, you can have install this OneNote notebook and log in with your Office 365 credentials, which are being provided by university. Then you can log in the same thing on your mobile phone, tablet, and your laptop, PC, anywhere. You will get access to the same thing, right? So you can mention different people. Now mentioning is really important. Now let's say you are the team leader of your project, right? You are doing the project. You are asking all team members to edit this file. You create the master file and share it with other team members. Then they will also have access to there. Now, as a team leader, you may be putting these, you may be placing these subheadings and headings on the document. So others have to write it or complete it, right? So if you are a leader or a reviewer, you can mention other people's name, like at James, at Haritha, do something. This has to be changed. Change this as we discussed in our meeting. Likewise, you can put notifications. You do it on Facebook and all, you just mention people's name and then they get the notification. Likewise, you can do the same thing here. And you can share the document by other people, as I mentioned earlier, even with outside people. If your university has allowed, there's a setting on the admin center, they have to enable that. If they have enabled it, you can share it with others as well with limited access. So with different access levels, you can share your documents with internal people or outside people. Sometimes, now let's say even your parents may need to look into your maybe some score cards or anything, but this mainly applies in school education. Now let's say parents want to see students books, notebooks. Normally that is happening no, even in our childhood. Now also parents are willing to do that. But once we digitize them, they won't be carrying large backpacks with large number of books and all, but they will use this OneNote to do whatever the notebook activity. So then parents can be granted with limited read-only access to OneNote. They can only see what are the things student has done, and what are the comments have been done by the teacher comments, and likewise they can share it with others. So connect with other students and you can provide real-time feedback to Microsoft Teams. I believe you are familiar with Microsoft Teams, but I will be showing special features which are available inside this education package we are offering. So again, you can see now when someone is editing the document real time, you can see this name is being displayed on the page. This is there. This is not a cartoon. These features are already there. So you can utilize them and make your life easier. Right. So this is the Microsoft Teams. I believe if you are working on industry, you should have seen Microsoft Teams. But the commercial version, the Microsoft Teams integrated with our commercial Office packages, which are being used in our corporate enterprise organizations, are totally different from the Teams package we are integrating with education offerings, right? So these are the important things. These are important differences. I mean, these class creation, PLC creation, staff creation, those options are not available in the public. So I'm not going to spend a lot of time here because I'm going to demonstrate this stuff and show you how you can use them in your university. So let me move to the demonstration quickly. So now I have logged into Office 365 portal. So you can easily go there by typing portal.office.com, portal dashboard.office.com. So if you have access to your Office 365 environment given by university, you can try it today if you haven't done it by now. So after you log into the dashboard, you can see whatever the documents you have worked on and your applications, available for your tenant. And you can customize this as well. Okay, you can change your theme, and you will have that dark mode. If you prefer dark mode, you can go there. Likewise, you can do certain customization. So this is the dashboard. So as I am one of the admins
Prabhath,
of this,
just to excuse, I think we are not able to see the screen.
Oh, sorry, Sajid. Thanks for telling me that. Let me share the screen again. Hope you can see it now.
Yeah, we can see it.
All right, thank you, Sajid. So I will repeat what I was telling. Now, this is the Office 365 portal. So you can go there by entering portal.office.com URL or a domain. Once you go there, you will be directed to a web page like this. Here you can find your applications available for your subscription and whatever documents you were working on or you have given access to. So as I mentioned earlier, you can customize it with different themes. If you want, you can go to the dark mode and do necessary customizations to your dashboard as well. So I'm an admin of this portal, so I have access to the administrator portal, but this area I'm not gonna touch more. But if you are interested student, for you guys, I will be doing a quick intro onto Admin Center later. But today my session is purely focused on students. So let me focus on those areas first. So I will take class notebook application first. This is again customized version of OneNote for education. Okay, so you can see now I have given access as a teacher. So that's why I have these features like create a class notebook. If I'm a student, I won't able to do that, right? I won't able to add or remove students to my class notebook if I'm a student. Okay, I won't able even to add or remove teachers if I'm a student. Okay, these are administrative tasks. So I'm gonna add a new class. Let's say year 2, sem 1. So these are the access levels granted by default. So by default, I have to give access to another teacher. I'm gonna search for, okay, I'm adding Harsha Randhani, another teacher. And then I'm gonna add another, I have to give access to at least one student here. So quickly, let me find a student user. TD1. Okay, I'm adding this student and going forward. So these sections will be available by default, but if you want to remove them, you can do it, right? So if we have any lecturers on the call, I think this part is beneficial for them, not for students. So they can create class notebooks inside Microsoft 365 package. Now I know you all are having LMSs, like inside the university, learning management system. Maybe it may be developed on top of Moodle. Some of these features are already available there, but I'm just trying to showcase feature availability on Teams, which can be used to make your education journey more successful. So I'm gonna open it on OneNote. Sorry, wrong button. If you have installed or OneNote desktop application, you can open it there. So I didn't want to open it because it will open in my corporate credentials. So this is the notebook, the same notebook, OneNote environment, but there are certain pre-built features available, right? You have this collaboration space. Students and teachers can collaborate together. They can create content. They can ask questions, and then teachers can create content libraries for different subjects, and then student 1 quizzes. What are the quizzes assigned for student 1? Class notes, homework, handouts, etc. You will be the list of students will be here, so you can, as a teacher, you can go there and mark them. Now, for an example, you can ask them to do a handout, complete a handout, right? Maybe an assessment, assignment. Likewise, you can track them through this class workbook or notebook. That is about class notebook. Okay. Then we have Excel, but I am pretty sure you all are familiar with Excel, so I'm not gonna spend much time here. But as I mentioned earlier, through your Office 365 package, you will be given access to Office Online, Excel Online. This also has many features available on your desktop application, but there may be certain limitations with the current web development technologies we have. Certainly, we have those limitations. But many features are being added monthly, weekly basis onto Excel Online as well to give you that full access. Then you have OneDrive. If you are familiar with Google Drive, then you should be able to work on OneDrive as well. You may be working on OneDrive free, right? But here you get this premium access OneDrive space for your student-related activity. Okay. Then you have Outlook. Anyway, you have email access. I believe you are aware of that. You can open up Outlook application on your web browser and check your emails and calendaring. All those stuff can be done. Okay. Then you have again OneNote, Class Notebook and OneNote, same product, but Class Notebook is more customized version for students. And then people, it's like contacts. Then I have Power Apps. I will kind of talk about them in a bit. Then you have SharePoint. So why we need SharePoint? What is SharePoint? Now, inside the university, you may be having different intranet sites, right? Maybe hosted on Moodle, but using SharePoint online, you can do the same thing. On SharePoint, you can create different intranets, intra websites. Right? These are just for internal people. You will get two different types of team sites. You can create two different types of team sites, SharePoint sites, team site and communication site. For team, if you want to, now let's say you have a research project, right? You can nicely present everything to your lecturer. I mean, you can create a team site, then add your all team members, maybe a final year project team members, and then add your lecturers and relevant staff members as well. Then you can nicely present. They also can easily go through each document and find out what you have really done. You can add, you can embed different videos, presentation slides, test. It's basically a website designing platform, drag and drop based environment, which can be developed, which can be prepared really quickly. That's why we have SharePoint. You can create internal sites and share content with others. So if you want to have communication sites, communicate with a large audience inside the university, you can use communication site. Okay. Then I will take Power Apps, one of my interesting areas. So Power Apps is a no-code, low-code platform, right, which can be used to develop applications. I don't know whether we have only computer science and software engineering IT students on the call, but if there are anyone who is from management, HR, and non-IT related faculties, this is one interesting tool for you guys. But this is not only for non-IT individual, this is for pro developers as well if you want to make your life easier, right? So I will show you quickly what it can be. This platform has tons of features, but I will quickly show you a couple of interesting features. So basically you can create, there are two types of applications, actually three now: canvas application, model driven, and portal. So with portal, you can again create a nice website, external friendly website. And so here we have a database called CDS, Common Data Service. That data can be make publicly available if you are going to use portal, right? Otherwise, whatever applications you are going to create here will be accessible by only internal people, your students and staff. So I'm going to create a small application, UOR demo. So you have two options, tablet and phone. Sorry about this, something is gone wrong, my connection. So this is the studio, Power Apps Studio, where you can design your application. You can simply drag and drop elements like test inputs, right? And I don't have AI builder functionalities here. And you can bind your database here as well. Let me add a form, then it will make more sense for you guys. Okay, so the form you can easily bind different tools. So there are different connectors available here, right? You can get data from different data sources, maybe from Excel sheet, maybe from SharePoint list, maybe from SQL database, PostgreSQL, any MySQL, anything, right? You have different connectors. If there are anything, I mean, any data source you have which cannot be connected here because you don't have any connectors, you can connect. You can create a connector by yourself and use it there. I mean, like that, you can do it. So here from connector, you can add a let's say Excel online, import from Excel. Sorry, I'm not going to continue this demo. I don't have any Excel sheets here, but if you have Excel sheet on your machine or one on SharePoint online, you can add them here and create the application. So Hiranta, how many minutes more I have?
I think meeting scheduled for until 6 p.m. So
I have time until 6?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So then I have time. I will. I believe this is kind of an interesting area for you guys. I know you are hardcore developers. You are still trying to, learn how to develop certain things. But this is a feature which we have, a solution we have introduced for citizen developers. What does that mean? Citizen developers are people who don't have enough, computer programming knowledge, but they also want to do certain things. When you go to industry, you will learn whatever the things I'm talking right now. But I'm not gonna focus on that area. But let's take one example. Now you have a community, right? You have a community. You want to build a small system internally to manage your team, right? You want to create a small CRUD application, let's say, insert, delete, update application. Now I'm going to show you how you're going to do it. So I'm going to use SharePoint Online. Now I was showing you how you can use SharePoint, right, to create a website. So I'm going to quickly create a website. You can see I have different access levels. I can add team members and I can add additional owners. The owners will be able to delete and edit, whatever the operations can be done. If it is a user or a member, they can see the content. So I'm going to create I just create a small site. You can see, you can customize this, right? You can go here and add different elements. I'm going to add a section like 2 column, and then I can add different elements. As I was mentioning there, you can embed different third-party content here, images, Bitbucket server integrations, and GitHub, different third-party plus first-party YouTube videos, etc. can be. Saji Stack Overflow Connect is also there, can be integrated here. Okay, so likewise, you can create a small site, but creating a site is not my intention. I'm going to create a list. List, again, you can take it as a structured database table. I'm going to create a list called URL list. Created. Now this is the table. You can just, if you're not familiar with SharePoint, you can take it that way. I'm going to add, let's say, single line first name. Can add first name and then name, contact number. Create a small table now. You can take this as a, maybe as a MySQL table or Excel table. Right? Same thing. You have, this is the entity, and I have attributes, title, first name, last name, contact number. Okay. Now I'm going to copy and paste this SharePoint URL, going back to my Power App. So I'm going to select my data source. I'm going to add a new connector. I think it's much easier if I'm gonna interconnection here. You can search it and get it. SharePoint line, connect directly because my SharePoint site is hosted on cloud. So I can enter my URL here. It will identify whatever the list created inside that site. Okay, connectivity is done. I'm gonna select my database from here. Okay. So that how it was, how easy it is to create this kind of a form. Right. So I'm gonna add a button. Okay. I want to submit, I want to edit this field because attachment field is not required for me. I'm gonna remove that. Right. Now I want to submit this form. On select, once I select the button, I'm writing the formula here, submit form, form 1, done. That's all. Okay, now I need another button to clear the form. On select, new form. Okay, I'm gonna test this application. Okay, maybe small mistake here. Form default mode edit should be new. Okay, so Sin and okay, let's say Sachi Pereira and submit. Okay, I submitted it. Now I'm going back to my list. Okay, you can see that entry is here. That means that connectivity is done. You can do the same thing even with your SQL table, MySQL, Postgre, anything, maybe even with Excel sheet. Now I did with SharePoint list. Now this is one thing, I mean, I'm not going to take much time here, but you can develop, this is very simple. I mean, the most simplest thing you can do here. there is one more interesting feature. If you don't have at least this kind of, I mean, if you don't want to spend this kind of time, at least you can start with your existing data. Now, what I did in my small example, I just created an application and then attach with the data source. Now I'm going to start with my existing data. So here also I'm going to use the same connection. I'm going to at this site, I'm selecting the list and I'm going to connect it. You can do even with the Excel sheet. All right, can see what I got. I got a CRUD application with few steps. I didn't do anything. I just connected my SharePoint list. You can imagine it as an Excel sheet, or you can imagine it as your database table with the application. I got this CRUD application. I can delete this item, or I can edit the item, and I can add new items. You have search functionality. I have one record, so no point of searching. You can refresh it. You can sort it. All the functionalities are there. Now, this is how this stuff will make your life easier. So I would love to see if someone of you are gonna create one application for one of your scenarios. We will be given a small gift for whoever, the people who are gonna create Power Apps, application for your internal real scenario. I mean, not just to try out the platform, but if you can identify one scenario and develop application, we will be taking or giving you that gift items, because we would really like to see how university students are utilizing these services. Okay, I think I'm gonna leave this part. I don't want to make this a Power Platform session, but let me go back. Okay, then again we have Power Automate. I'm not going to do any demos here, otherwise I will run out of time. But here again, similar kind of application. If you are familiar with Logic Apps on Azure, this is similar service available on Office 365, available with Office 365 and Dynamics 365. You can create different flows. I will take one flow and show how it works. Okay, I will create one custom quickly and show you. I mean, I need to align this with one of your real scenarios, otherwise no point of showing it. Create from template. Start from a blank. Let's take okay, let's get this one. I'm gonna create a form here. I believe you are familiar with Microsoft Form. If not, this is the similar thing you get on Google Form, right? You can use Google Form. You are using Google Form. I think even for the event I saw, it was a Google Form. I cannot remember whether, as I remember, it was a Google Form. That means you are aware how to use that pretty well. So let's say XYZ conference. Okay, and I'm gonna create first name, last name, email address. Okay, this is a small form I'm gonna create. I created for one of my events, right? So I'm creating this because I'm organizing an event called XYZ conference, and I'm sharing this sheet or a form with others. Okay. I think at least one person has to fill it in order to generate the Excel sheet. So I'm gonna just random name. And submit it. I think now I should be able to get the Excel sheet. Yes. I think because of this tenant limitation, I cannot open it because I have logged into 2 different accounts on my desktop application and the tenant I am demoing. So I will be, but I will show you what I exactly trying to do without taking much time. I was trying to, now in order to demo this, I have to upload this file onto the SharePoint Online and or OneDrive and share that. I mean, location, you can find the SharePoint location, or you can copy and paste that URL. And then once someone fill that form, right, by following that link, form link, they can fill it. You can go to the next step. Maybe you can send an email. The email. You can send an email notification to someone. You are the organizer. You want to collect. You want to know if someone, once someone registered for the event, you want to get an email notification, right? Something like that. Or not much relevant here, but if you want to post something on Facebook, Facebook, I think there are certain limitations, but on Twitter, you can definitely do it, right? You can add a, you can add Twitter. You can post a tweet. You can say, okay, someone registered for the event. Someone called Kasun Silva registered for the event. As soon as he registered, you can post a tweet saying, tagging the Twitter username, because you can collect their username also on the form. You are saying, hi, thank you for registering for the event. Something like that. I'm just trying to open your eyes. There are many stuff can be done on this platform. I mean, this is how you can use these free services to make your internal activities, university club, university union, whatever activities you can do can be digitized using these tools. So just imagine, once you are doing those stuff, if you have any challenges, you can come back to us anytime. We are more happy to help you. I hope this kind of sessions will help to open your eyes on whatever the services you have freely given and how you can use them. Okay. Again, you have PowerPoint, same thing, and staff notebook. Again, this is class notebook. This is for students. Staff notebook for lecturers to get their things done internally. Lecturers, management, and etc. Then you have Stream. This is similar service like YouTube. You can I can introduce it as kind of a enterprise version of video content sharing platform. Like YouTube is open to everyone, but Stream is only open to internal people, right? So here also you can do almost everything you can do on YouTube plus additional things. Various AI integrations are available here, but I'm not gonna spend a lot of time. If you are interested, you can just search for it, Microsoft Stream, intelligent features available. But in order to demo that, I have to have at least one video here. So I could demo it. And then we have Sri. You can use Sri to tell stories in more, if you are a storyteller, if you want to create nice presentations, then this is the best way of doing that. Once you create a Sri, you can get a public URL which can be shared with others. Then you can create different stories and share with others. This is also, if you are going to compare this with PowerPoint, there are there are many changes here. I mean, you can tell your stories, whatever the features available here are not available on PowerPoint. Most of the PowerPoint features are also not here. But if you want to do a kind of a presentation, now let's say if you want to create your own resume, your CV, this is the best platform to do that. You can create a resume and share that URL with others. Yeah, so you have that public access as well. I mean, you can share with external people. I believe you can use this immediately to prepare your nice resume. You can add different images, animations, and etc. This is kind of a web page. This is going to be a web page once you create it. So I will copy this link and try to open it. There's nothing, but once you add images, videos, and etc., you can create nice presentations using say. This is for storytellers. Actually, you can say tell nice stories using Microsoft. So then before moving to Teams, I think Saji nicely presented how you can use Whiteboard, Microsoft Whiteboard. Microsoft Whiteboard is available as a standalone tool which can be downloaded free of charge onto your Windows machine, Windows 10 machine. And this application is available on your web browser as well, as you can see. So I created this around 3 p.m. today. So once you create your whiteboard, you can share that whiteboard with external people, right? You can create a share in link, or you can invite others by email. So Saji was using that inside Microsoft Teams, right? You can use the same thing inside Teams while you are on a call. While you are on a Teams call, you can open it up and use for multiple things. If you're an IT student, you may want to develop, draw nice architecture diagrams and, collaborate with others. Real time, people who are on the whiteboard can also do changes to your environment. I mean, now this is really needed for you, I believe, if you are on a project, group project these days. If there are, if lecturers are gonna conduct training sessions for you guys, lectures, then this is much needed, I believe. If you having that pen, stylus on your laptop or a tablet, you can easily use that to draw nice things, or you can use your mouse cursor to draw diagrams and use this. This is a collaborative whiteboard. This is not a one-way thing. This is bi-directional. Everyone who has access to the whiteboard can do changes concurrently. That's the beauty. In Word, you are aware, Yammer is our enterprise social network. You are familiar with Facebook. This is okay. If you are familiar with Facebook Workplace, which is Facebook's enterprise version of social network, this is similar thing. We introduced this long time back, actually, even before Workplace came to the picture. Here, whatever the features you see on Facebook are available also here. Okay, so if you want to have that social media interactions inside your university, this is the place you should go, right? Okay, I will take Teams. I think that is going to be my last demonstration, because there are many stuff to be discussed here. So Microsoft Teams is available across all the devices. You can download the application onto your mobile phone, tablet, or PC, even Mac, and it's available on Linux as well, right? So now I'm going to use desktop application, sorry, the web-based application, but there are certain limitations available on web-based application versus your desktop application. I am on the call with the different tenants, so I am unable to use my desktop app for the demonstration. So this is the, now I am a teacher, I have teach access, so you can see team creation, assignment, calendar features there. If you look at the commercial version, if you are an intern on some organization, if you're using Teams, you won't find this assignment feature. I mean, even inside Teams, you won't find these options when you're trying to create classes or a team. So first of all, I'm going to create a team. Okay, that is, I'm going to create a class. Professional learning community can be used by your lecturers to create professional community inside the organization, inside the university. Using staff option, they can create, staff can create it. If you are a club, study group, or after school activities, you can choose this option and do it. Why we have created this kind of template is to make your life easier. Inside each of these templates, we have added specific features, right? Whatever the features you see on class type, team type, you won't see in other. So I'm going to create a class here. Let's say year 2 SEM. Normally this doesn't work like that. Let's say 2018 SC badge. Okay, so you can add a description and going ahead. This part is actually for lecturers and teachers. If we don't have any lecturer from Ruhuna University, student leaders can share this knowledge with your respective lecturers as well. So you can, now I'm the admin of the tenant, so I can add the students here, STD1, that is the student, and then I am going to add another student, STD2, right? I'm going to add them. In my tenant, I have only 2 students, but in real scenario, in your university, you may be having thousands of students. So thousands of students can be managed in different ways. Inside Microsoft Office 365 ecosystem, you have grouping capabilities. You can group users in different ways, right? So you can create groups for maybe different badges. When you are adding new batch to your university, you can create one group and add them. Then you have to search that group here and easily add them. You don't want to add users one by one, right? And teachers. So I'm going to add Harsh and Akfash as teachers. So now this is the class I'm going to create. I have 2 students and 2 teachers. Now I am inside that class. Okay, so you can add different channels here. Now let's say this is my class. You have different subjects. Let's say SC. So you have 2 options. When you are creating a team, you can either make it private or public. If it is private channel, whoever the users being added by existing users can see the content. Other people cannot find the team and join the team channel. Okay, so I'm going to create it standard. This is the channel. You can add files, you can create notes, you can integrate your notebooks here. You can add different plugins, like you can bring a form here. You can get an Excel sheet. Now, in my previous example, I was organizing an event. I was creating an Excel sheet and a form. You can view that Excel sheet on inside Teams. No need to go to another web page and see it. If you want to integrate any website, you can integrate a website here. Wiki, Power BI integration, PowerPoint, SharePoint, and tons of third-party connections are available here. If I look for GitHub, I know there are many GitHub fans here. You can have GitHub. Stack Overflow is also there. I specifically want to check that. I believe you guys will use this tool. So then the general tab, you can see I have 2 special features: upload class materials. As a teacher, I can upload class materials. So if students don't want to go to OneDrive or SharePoint to find their material, they can see them here. From assignments, you can create assignment. Now I'm a teacher, I'm going to create assignment. Normally assignment, I know it's happening inside the university through LMS, maybe Moodle or something. But these features, functionalities are available here in more, user-friendly and beautiful way, which is more attractive, right? Because these things are given free of charge. Anyway, you won't be charged. You can utilize them. So when you're trying to create assignment, you have 2 options: assignment or quiz. So So I'm going to create an assignment here. You can add an assignment, let's say sample 1. You can add instructions. I'm not going to spend a lot of time here, instructions, and then you can add points. How many points you are going to assign for this assignment? I will say 200 points. You can add a rubric as well. See how many functionalities are there. You can upload the rubric, or you can create the rubric, right? Likewise, description, criteria, and what's the amount, right? If it is excellent, then what should be the criteria? Likewise, you can add a rubric. Then it will make your students life easier. They know how really this assignment is going to be marked. Due dates and start date and everything can be done. If you want to assign this assignment to everyone in this batch, now let's say this batch is called 2018 SC batch, but if you want to specifically assign this to a special set of students, you can do it by adding those, by specifying those students. So once you do that, once I assign, this assignment will be submitted to the system and it will be displayed to the students whom you have as the teacher whom you have assigned. They can complete it, they can download the document, right? See here, you can add the resources here. If you have a document, and normally in your Moodle, you are getting those documents uploaded by the lecturer, right? They can do the same thing here, they can attach that. As a student, you can go to the Teams and download it and do the stuff, upload it, then teacher will be able to see who has uploaded what, then they can mark it, publish, then the student will be able to see marks. So I didn't create that assignment, so I'm able to see grade, but once you create it like this, you can get a table, student and grade, you can do that. So now I'm going to create one the assignment. I'm going to create new one. It's going to be a quiz. Here we are going to use Microsoft Form. You saw how I created a form for my internal event management. But here I'm going to create a new form as a quiz. Now here I can select this one, but it is not a quiz now, it's just an event form. So here you can see you have two options, new form or new quiz. I'm going to choose one. Let's say sample exam, and then add new test. What is that, right? You can enter, can add correct answer here. If it is going to be a single line answer, you can add the correct answer here. Let's say X, let's say was the previous former president of Sri Lanka. I can add correct answer. Maitri Pala Sena put excellency Maitri Pala citizen. So I can add that, and I can add the number of points. So I want to give user, if user correctly answer for this, I will give this amount of credits. Someone 4. So I can add another 23. I can add multiple answers, right? And required. I can make it required. So I'm gonna share.
Hi Prabhath, sorry to interrupt. I need to drop off. So thanks guys for having me. And probably if you have any questions, you can reach out to me on Twitter or anywhere. Yeah, thanks. Thanks Prabhath.
Thanks Sajeet.
Yeah,
Thanks,
bye.
Sajeetharan.
Bye. So I'm going to add a quiz again. I will able to select this one, going to add it. Likewise, you get this, right? You can again assign to students and set the time duration, and this assignment or the quiz will be published on published for users as well, right? Then from calendar, you can manage your calendar. Your lecturers can add different time, time slots, add calendars here. if you are a student, you can select your subject and attend it. So you can create meeting. This is going to be a Teams meeting. Once you create it from Teams, students can log into the call using that link. So if you're a developer now, I'm coming to an interesting area now. If you're a developer, so now if you go to this app window, you can see there are hundreds of thousands of applications here developed by third parties, right? So likewise, you also can create a custom application. Now, whatever the applications you are creating on Power Apps can be uploaded here as well, okay? Or you can use this App Studio. So I'm going to add that this App Studio, which is available as a plugin or add-on inside Microsoft Teams, can be used to develop a nice application for your university. So I'm going to create it. You can see it's really nice. You can add different tabs. You can add chatbots, connectors, different stuff, and create it. I would like to do a separate session on Microsoft, team application development, maybe another day, and a separate session on Power Apps, which will help you to develop that kind of applications. I believe my session, I don't know whether it was useful for guys, but I was thinking this will be interesting area for you, because these tools have been given to you free of charge. Now it's time to utilize and make your university education journey a successful one. Good luck, guys. If you have any questions, you can ask from me now. Okay. If not, thank you, University of Ruhuna student community and student partners for inviting me and Saji. And stay safe and have a nice Sunday and weekend.
Thank you very much, Mr. Prabhath. Once again, just before finishing off proceedings, I would like to invite anyone, if you all have any questions, you can just ask him. Any questions? Right, I think it's time to wind up. So before winding up, we would like to thank a few people for helping us to get this done successfully. So first of all, as always, we thank the Department of Computer Science, which we belong to, and our head of the department, Dr. J.A. Jeevani. And then a big thank you to both the speakers who took off their time and spent with us sharing valuable information. Thank you very much, Mr. Sajeetharan and Mr. Prabhath. And also the academic, non-academic support and non-academic staff of the Department of Computer Science, the Faculty of Science of University of Ruhuna. And then the team behind all this, the organizing committee of the computer science students community. There is a big team behind happening all this, giving the Facebook Live and creating the hype and everything. So thank you to everyone. And last but not least, all the participants who took their time and participated in. I hope you all gained important information and knowledge through this session. Thank you very much. So stay tuned with us on our Facebook page, Twitter, and Instagram, on our social media handles. We'll let you know what we are going to do, what rTECHulate will throw your way in the coming future. And before ending up, just a last message: stay safe, stay home, and see you again with another session of rTECHulate. Thank you.